It can be argued with certainty that all individuals of all animal species use all their senses and abilities to establish reasonable and understandable as possible communication between individuals of their species, while at the same time trying to make that communication as incomprehensible as possible for the individuals of competing and hostile species. Individuals of all animal species communicate with each other by smell, body language, vocal signaling, speech, and suggestion. In this text, I will only deal with vocal signaling and speech. The signaling is the loud emission of sounds, and it is intended for long-distance communication with individuals of their kind or with the organizational unit of coexistence to which that individual belongs. Both competitors and enemy species, the loud signaling perceive as noise and trying to conclude something from its intensity, its melody and rhythm. For example, when a dog barks at a human, it usually is "wav wow, wav wow, wav wow." In dog language, it means "don't approach me," but the human will interpret it as "run or I'll beat you" or something similar. The animals always speak very quietly and quickly so that only those who are closest can hear and understand. In this way, the information is concealed. These are plans, data, intentions that are important for the functioning of a unit of coexistence to which that individual belongs. Couple, family, group. During evolution, the jaws and tongue of the animals varied in shape and became more mobile. The species that used those changes to produce more special sounds had speech more successful. Thus, developed species and subspecies of animals differ greatly in speech rate, voice color, in manner of speech and language. A richer language enabled more precise planning of joint action in everyday life, built a complex social life, and a more organized, more successful fight against hostile and competitive species. Successful species were becoming numerous and crowded out less organized species from a common living space. The chance for survival of an individual is increased by the success of its organizational unit. This system of selection named social selection. It can be logically assumed that in crisis climatic situation, natural selection was a more important mechanism, while in climate's peaceful periods, social selection gained importance. Throughout millions of years of evolutionary development, the need to hide the language has created a strong taboo that forbids for individuals of species the betrayal of their language from making their language accessible, understandable to individuals of other species, whether those species are hostile and or competitive or not. Initially, when a taboo is formed, there is a penalty for breaking the taboo. The strongest punishment has always been an exile from the coexistence unit. When the taboo exists for millennia, it works without punishment too. It is transmitted through the collective consciousness, the collective unconscious, and then genes. The taboo can be overcome and can be neutralized if the animals live with us from birth as an equal member of the family. Then they also accept us as a member of their species. Then the blockage of communication with us in their language ceases functioning. I now feel those cats with which I have spoken their language since their birth are free of taboo. But maybe they are only partly free. It may take a few generations to achieve completely taboo freedom. Now that can't be known yet. They speak to me louder and slower than cats speak to each other. With their quick attention and sharp hearing, they used to understand what I tell them, even though I say their words in a human voice, human speech diction and rhythm. Dogs are more severe cases. They adhere more strongly to taboo prohibition. They are more faithful to their kind.